Hello, and welcome back to another YouTube video on this channel. Today, we will be reviewing the Collatz Conjecture. The Collatz Conjecture is a mathematical problem that states if you have a number, let's say for example 1, and it is an odd number, you must multiply it by 3, as seen right here, and add 1. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. And as stated in the Collatz Conjecture, if you have an even number as resulted in 4, you must divide that number by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And since 2 is also an even number, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So I'm going to work right here. The Collatz Conjecture states that no matter what number you use for this problem, you will always result in 1. This is proven true, and I will explain why it is true. Let's go back on our steps. In these formulas right here, let's call this one right here Formula 1, and this one right here Formula 2. In the Collatz Conjecture for Formula 2, any number for n that is an odd number, as seen right here, must be multiplied by 3 and be added by 1. However, when we look at the laws of odd and even numbers, it can be reasonably inferred that an odd number times an odd number is equivalent to an odd number. For example, 5 times 3 is 15, and much more numbers. 1 times 3, 27 times 3, they are all odd numbers. However, if you have an odd number, you times that by an even number, you will always result in an even number, such as 3 times 2, which is 6, 27 times 4, and much more. So, going back to these equations, it can be seen that for formula number 2, if you have any number, which is n, for example, 1 times 3 is 3, but this plus 1 right here ensures that it would either become an odd number or an even number. For example, if you have a 2 for n, 3 times 2 is 6, and then plus 1, so 7. And since you have an odd number, this process repeats. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 1 would be equal to 22. And since this is even, you must divide it by 2, which would be 11. 11 times 3 is 33, plus 1 would be 34. 34 divided by 2 is 17. 17 times 3 is 51, plus 1, which is 52. 52 divided by 2 is 26. Since 26 is even, 26 divided by 2 is 13. 13 times 3 is 39 plus 1, which is 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And 10 divided by 2 is 5. Since 5 is odd, 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. And 16, since it is even, is divided by 2, which is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. So by using the number 7, it is a very lengthy process, but you still result in 1. And this is due to the fact that if you have an odd times an odd, you will always receive an odd. So instead of saying 3n, we can call this O for odd. And since this O is odd, plus 1 makes this automatically even. Or if we have an odd times an even, this can become an E for even. Plus 1 will result in odd. If you are confused from this part right here, this is because in consecutive numbers, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, it always goes odd, even, odd, even. So if you have an odd number and you add 1, it becomes even. And if you have an even number and you add 1, it becomes odd. So this process right here is formula number 2, but instead of stating 3n, it becomes odd or even. And if we have an odd or an even number, going back to this process, if you have an even number, it's most likely going to be divided. But if you result in an odd number for this process, then this process continues to repeat until this O right here is substituted for this. Since E plus 1 is equal to O, or in other words, an even plus 1 is equal to odd. And for this equation, we have an odd plus 1 is equal to an even. We can substitute for one another, and we can always find that if an odd plus 1 is equal to an even plus 1 is equal to an odd. And because of these equations, this cycle will continue to repeat for whatever number that you plug in. And these numbers have been tested from 1 to 2 to the power of 68. Therefore, it can be seen that the Collatz conjecture has been proven due to no matter what number that you use by an odd times an odd is equal to an odd, and adding 1 results into an even, and an even divided by 2 may result into turning that into 1, as seen right here, or it may, an even divided by 2 may turn into an odd, such as 10 divided by 2 is 5. Then that process repeats, which goes placed back into this formula right here, 3n plus 1, which is the same as an odd plus 1. And since we know that will always equal an even, it is only a matter of time before you will receive 1 as your final answer. Or in other terms, the 4, 2, 1 sequence. Thank you for watching this video. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions or you would like to see more videos like this. Please subscribe to this channel, and thank you again for listening to the Collatz Conjecture being proven.